Vegetable oil, something that a lot of people use and consume on a daily basis, but we don't have a lot of information about it. We don't know what it exactly is, how it's made, where it comes from, best way to use and store it, and a lot more. So in this video, we will be talking about vegetable oil and learning a lot about it. So let's get into it. What is vegetable oil? So before everything, I just wanted to let you know that vegetable oil is a big category of oils that is made with plant materials like sunflower seed oil, soybean oil, grapeseed oil, olive oil, and basically whatever you can think of. But whenever we see the term vegetable oil on a label of a bottle, that means that oil, it's either made with pure soybean oil or a blend of both soybean oil and corn oil. It's usually 50-50, 50% soybean and 50% corn oil. So now we know that vegetable oil is basically just soybean oil. But why do they call it vegetable oil? Why do they write vegetable oil on the bottles of like oil bottles? Well, that's all because of marketing reasons. They wanted to come up with a name, and this name is basically vegetable oil, so that whenever they use a blend of both soybean oil and corn oil, they would still call it vegetable oil. That's exactly why. It's actually pretty interesting, but they just wanted to come up with a name so that whenever they use, like, let's say 90% soybean oil and 10% vegetable corn oil, they would still call it vegetable oil. It's a little complicated, but I hope you understand what I mean. My main focus in this video is the vegetable oil, which is just either soybean oil or a blend of both soybean and corn. And vegetable oil is a colorless oil. It doesn't have much color to it compared to other types of oils, and it's made to be as odorless and flavorless as possible. We can use it for frying, deep frying, sauteing, salad dressings, dips, and a lot more. A little about history of vegetable oil. So there is no exact evidence of when and where people started to extract oils out of vegetables, but most articles say that it was either first made in the Middle East or in China about 7,000 or 8,000 years ago. And in the past 100 years, there has been a substantial growth of production and consumption of vegetable oil around the whole world. This is because it's usually cheaper compared to other types of oils, and the quality of it is very consistent. Like, it has a good quality, and this quality is consistent, and you can do a lot with it. How is vegetable oil made? So at first they would crush the mixture, or they would press the mixture, and then they will have something like a paste. They would heat up this paste and add a chemical called hexane. What is hexane? Hexane is basically a chemical that would extract the oils out of vegetables and seeds. And when they heat up this vegetable and add the hexane, the chemical, they would extract the oil out of the vegetables. And it might be cool to know that whenever they use hexane, they extract 99% of the edible oils out of these vegetables and seeds. That's a very big number. And after they extracted the oils, the crushed mixture or the paste, that just go to the farms. They just bring that to the farms and they use it for animal feed. Alright, if you think you've learned something watching this video so far, please hit that like button down below so YouTube will show this video to more people who want to learn about vegetable oil. Thank you. What to keep in mind when using vegetable oil? Well, first of all, whenever you want to use a type of oil, you have to think of two things. Firstly, does this oil have an odor? Does it have a flavor? And does it have a color? Let's think of olive oil. Olive oil has a color. It has a dark green color. Flavor, it has a very, very rich olive flavor to it. And odor, it has a earthy aroma. So if you use that in your dish, if you use olive oil in your dish will taste like olives, it will smell like olives, and the color of it might change your dish based on what you're doing, you know. But whenever you don't want a unwanted flavor or unwanted odor or unwanted color to your dish, you would use neutral oil. Let's say you're making a salad dressing. Let's say you're making a vinaigrette. Whenever you're just making a vinaigrette, you always want to use neutral oils, because if you use olive oil, your vinaigrette will become bitter. It will have a bitter flavor to it. And neutral oils basically help you to build that vinaigrette and just like extract the flavor of the vinegar and whatever seasoning you're adding to it. And secondly, smoking point. What is smoking point? Smoking point is basically whenever you apply heat to your oil, whatever type of oil, doesn't matter, and at some point this oil will break down and it will start to smoke. The temperature that your oil starts to smoke is called smoking point. So why do we have to care about smoking point? Well, whenever you're sauteing something, whenever you're frying something, if you use a low smoking point oil, like let's say olive oil, your oil will start to smoke and you can't basically like fry something in it because your oil is smoking and your outcome will taste just smoky and burnt. That's what it is. But the smoking point of vegetable oil is usually 425 to 450. That's a great smoking point if you want to fry something, if you want to saute something, if you want to deep fry something, doesn't matter. It's a very high smoking point and it's great for frying. What is the best way to keep and store vegetable oil? The best way is to just store it in an airtight container, in an airtight bottle, whatever container you're using doesn't matter. And it should be stored away from the light. And if you're storing it properly, you can keep it up to a year without losing its quality. But what if you can't store it properly? What happens then? Well, your oil will go rancid in about like 6 months. And oil going rancid, that like it's not harmful, like if you consume it you won't get sick, but it would just have a unpleasant flavor. Alright everyone, this is the end of the video. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something watching this video. If you have any questions, any comments, anything, just write it down below. And if you think this video was helpful to you, please give it a thumbs up so YouTube will show this video to more people who are interested about learning about vegetable oil, you know. Thank you, and until the next video, I will see you all later. Thank you.